Hi YouTube friends, Gail's here, ready to play some more NaNoWriMo 2024 games. This one is called This Date is Toastr. It looks very, very cute. As usual, don't know much from it, aside from what I glimpsed over the main page. It sounded like each of the devs that made this worked on a different route, which is pretty cool. That's a pretty cool idea. So each one did art for one of the 4 characters here, I think, and wrote their route for it. Very interesting concept. Alright, so let's just begin. Another day, same as always. I'm scrolling my phone, wondering what to do. What's that app? Toastr. I didn't download that. What the hell is Toastr? Goog is saying it's a dating app. Why is there a mystery dating app on my phone? Sure, let's open it. Whoa. That's a lot of permissions it's asking for. Whatever. Apps like this do that all the time. Pretty sure Goog has my social security number by now. Well, who cares what some dating app does with it? Agree to all. Welcome. Aw, cute. Thank you for agreeing to be a part of Toastr's beta testing. I'm here to help you set up and get started on Toastr, and then you'll be out and about, ready to mingle. Now, it's time to build your dating profile. What's your first name? We'll do Gail's, as usual. And your pronouns. She, her. Awesome. You're one step closer to finding the one of your dreams. No, dream partner not guaranteed. Toastr is not liable if you find the one of your nightmares. Oh, great. Actually, we already know your name is Gail's and that your pronouns are she, her, because all your information became available to us once you opened the app and gave us all the required permissions. Thanks for that, by the way. Smiley face. We just wanted to make sure you have the information you prefer. Plus, it's polite to ask. We've already autofilled the rest of your profile out. No need to thank us or email us about removing your information from our very safe database. We won't remove it. Happy dating. No, dates are not guaranteed. Toastr is not liable if you're a loser. So terrible. But funny. So right off the bat, we can already tell that this is going to be very jokey, but I'm okay with that. It's funny. It's making me laugh, so that's okay. I want to do all of them, honestly, but we'll just start with this one, I guess. Sitting at the table, I await my date from Toastr. He seemed a little awkward over text, and I'd only seen one picture of him, the one on his profile. It wasn't a good quality picture, and it seemed he was wearing a disposable face mask. However, he has sent many pictures of succulents and flowers, so he seems okay. Some part of me does wonder if he's a catfish, but I try to stay positive. But after a few minutes pass, I get a little nervous. Was I stood up? Did they catfish me and the real person is watching me? I shiver in fear, grabbing my things. Then there's a loud clatter and a crash next to me. A blur of blue rushes past and immediately face plants next to the booth. Yeah, are you okay, dude? That didn't look good. Yeah. Glancing down with a slight cringe, I wonder if he's really okay. Getting up, the former blue blur faces me but looks anywhere else. Hi. I stare at my very real date with shock. At this point, I had convinced myself he was someone else watching me from another seat. Your mask is turning red. Oh gosh. Oh shit. He removes his now bloody mask, revealing his dripping nose and 3 scars. He then grabs a napkin from the table, shoving it up his nose. Oh gosh. Okay. You're the date from Toastr, right? I nod, slightly forcing a smile. He looks like a mess, and I wonder if he's rescheduling for his... If rescheduling for his sake is a good idea. I am. Nice to meet you. Does he have, like, pointy... I mean, like, the character design's nice. But does he have, like, pointy ears? Is he, like, an elf or something? It's interesting. Curious. I wonder how he got those scars. Probably from fall. Is he clumsy or something? The silence is killing me. Yeah. I'd probably ask about the plants first. Ease into the conversation, not bring up the... that might be a little sensitive topic. So yeah, let's talk about the plants. Were all those plants yours? They look lovely. His face seems to light up at the mention, and I can't help but smile at him. I get them from my friend's plant shop. It's called Pop Pad Plants. There's many beautiful things there. I don't know much about plants myself, but he tells me how to care for them. I've only had a few die. Oh god. Aw. That's cute. I can't keep plants alive. We'll say that's cute. Yes, your love of plants is quite cute. Smith visibly cringes. Ouch. Okay. Let's not do that again. So... I look at him curiously. I had assumed I'd be starting most of the conversations based on how things have been going. Not to mention me being the one who started all the text conversations. Just as he tries to say something, the server shows up to take our orders. I hadn't exactly looked at the menu since arriving. It seems Smith was just as unprepared. Glancing at the menu, I make my choice to give Smith a chance to think. I'm guessing it's lunch, so probably burger. Spaghetti, that's more of a dinner thing for me anyway. Pancakes is more breakfast. Burger is lunch, so burger it is. I'd like a burger, please. I put my menu down and noticed Smith hidden behind his menu, just a blue cowlick over it. He seems to be struggling. As I open my mouth to ask if he's okay, he looks up. Do they have all-day breakfast? I nod. It's on the first page. Here. I point out the breakfast section of the menu, my finger landing directly on the pancakes. He immediately lights up. I'd like pancakes, please. After we ordered and the server brought a candle to our table for some reason, they said it was for the mood. Okay. I was even more curious about Smith. So, for some reason, it's hard to get the question out. What do you do for work? I can't help but feel I stepped on a landmine as he visibly flinches. But what could he possibly do for a job to get that reaction? Does he even have a job? He tries to stand up, mumbling something, but his legs hit the table. The bump causes the candle to fall, both of us reaching for it. The candle holder clatters on the floor as the candle itself lands with a softer thud. At first I let out a sigh. I knew the date wasn't going well, but this didn't help the vibes at all. I turned to Smith to laugh awkwardly, but everything was suddenly lit up with flame. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh! What? You... I look at Smith, who looks like he might faint at the sight of the inferno the diner had become. I can't blame him. He did just start a whole fire. The flames seem to be under control. But... is Smith going to be okay? Are you okay? Alright. Maybe the candle was a bad idea. I mean, who lights a candle in the middle of the day anyway? I mean, isn't that more of a night, dinner, romantic kind of thing? I tried texting Smith a couple days after the fire. No one had been hurt physically, but Smith probably took a hard hit mentally. However, it has been 2 weeks since then, and my message still hasn't even been delivered. Oh well. Somehow it got worse. Okay. So... Okay, I guess we can try again to get the good ending. Okay, we'll save. Because I have no idea, honestly. This is one of those visual novels, I think, where it's not going to be so obvious what the answers are, which is okay, I guess. It just means it's not as obvious, so... I think that one was okay. I don't see... Well, not say cute, because I think that makes him feel awkward. I've never been able to keep plants alive. For a moment, I'm certain I've entirely fucked up. It's not always easy. Keeping a room at a certain temperature. Remembering to water them when needed, which can change from plant to plant. They're all wonderful, but I'm only really good with ones that need minimal care. I simply nod for a moment, thinking about what he said. So... I look at him curiously. I had assumed I'd be starting most of the... Oh, we already read that. Okay. I'm gonna skip, because otherwise this is gonna... Maybe we should order pancakes, because that's what he liked. I don't know. I quickly noticed the all-day breakfast menu. I'd like some pancakes, please. They have pancakes all day? I want pancakes, too. He seems to think for a moment, as if wondering if he's allowed to order pancakes. Is this one of those I can't order the same thing as my date things? I give him the most reassuring smile I can. Put pancakes, please. After we ordered and the server brought a candle from... No! Don't do the candle! Candle is bad! After we ordered the server brought the candle. So... For some reason, it's hard to get the question out. What do you do for work? Oh gosh, are we gonna go get the same ending? Oh, there we go. Smith catches the candle before my hand can reach it. Hot, melted wax smearing on his hand, yet it doesn't even flinch as he blows out the fire and sets the candle back on the holder. Are you okay? What do you mean? You just touched the hot wax with your bare hand. Ah, yes, I'm okay. I nod, a little skeptical. There's a slightly awkward silence that hangs over us until we get our food, which leads to us talking about food in general. I don't know. There was a place to get pancakes around here at any time of day. I can't help but wonder if he's new around here or if he just lives a very sheltered life. I thought everyone knew this place. Maybe I'm the sheltered one. Ha. As Smith scarfs down his pancakes, I can't help but wonder... Are pancakes your favorite food? Not quite. I just don't get them often. I couldn't stop the smile on my face if I tried. Pizza rolls, I think. I have to hold back a small laugh. Are you one of those people who watches videos online or shows while you eat at home? What? What does that have to do with pizza rolls? Pizza rolls can be a party food too, you know? He nods at my question, a mouthful of food keeping him from talking. I guess maybe because he's super introverted, I guess. But I don't know. It just seems a little rude to make that assumption about people. I mean, what they do in their own time, that's none of your business, really. I mean, I guess maybe since they're on a date, they're just trying to get to know him better. But why don't you just ask what they do in their spare time instead of phrasing it like that? Are you one of those people? But that's okay. Clearly, both Gales and Smith are a little socially awkward, and that's, I guess, cute in a way. He pauses, taking a moment to think. Then another moment. And another. He's hesitating. Barbie movies. I blink for a moment looking at him. The new one? No, there's 42. A lot of animated ones. I nod slowly, honestly intrigued. I'll have to watch one someday. I'm good. I'm not really a Barbie kind of person. What's your favorite? I haven't even seen the new one. I don't. It's not for me. I neither like nor dislike Barbie. I'm just not interested at all. Let's put it that way. I can show you after this if you want. I take a second to process his offer. I was always more of a tomboy. So, like, you know, other girls would play with, like, Barbies and dolls and stuff. I'd play with dinosaurs, which is probably where the dragons thing come from. Whenever I figured out that dinosaurs could have wings and breathe fire, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the coolest thing ever. So, yeah. That was me as a child. That sums up my childhood in a nutshell. And I also like Teenage Mutant Turtles and Batman and yeah, I was more into the boy toys than the girl toys. I did like My Little Pony and yeah, and I had what we called Lion King toys, which was just a whole bunch of like little animal figures because I love animals. So I did like that. The My Little Pony was probably the one girl toy that I actually liked because I liked animals. But other than that, I didn't really play with girl toys that much. So yeah, anyway, sorry for the little getting distracted with childhood nostalgia. I take a moment to process his offer. He's inviting me to his home to watch animated Barbie movies. But hey, I mean, yeah, like if this was me on a date, that could work. I mean, he could be into girl things and I could be into guy things, you know, and we could introduce each other. He could introduce me to girly movies and I could introduce him to, you know, like, I don't know. What would I introduce him to? Dungeons and Dragons or something. Because I'm not really a movie watching person. Even though I like dragons and stuff, I don't actually watch a whole lot of, you know, like, what's a dragon? How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that one. Yeah, fuck it. Instead of his home, he brought me to a back room of the plant shop Pa Pad Plants. We settled onto a couch a friendly distance from each other and watched a few Barbie movies. He showed me one called Princess and the Pauper first, saying it was his favorite. And you know what? It was a good time. Aw, that's sweet. We chatted through text a bit after, Smith telling me he wasn't particularly interested in a second date. Which was fine. I didn't see it going anywhere from here. Though I do occasionally see him when I pass by the diner, sitting with the same person every time, enjoying a plate of pancakes. Good for him. Good ending. 3 Barbies down, 39 to go. Aww. That's sweet. Alright, let's do... Oh yeah, now we can skip the intro, I guess, since we got one of the good endings. Cool. Gals. And your pronouns. So one thing I would say is since these are like short little clips, it'd be nice if it just like, instead of bringing us to the main menu, if it just like jumped back or asked if we wanted to go on another date and like jump back and like did like a cycle thing so I wouldn't have to keep entering my name and my pronouns. I mean, it's a small thing, but in this day and age, you know, we want to save time. If I can save 5 seconds of not having to do the same thing over and over again, it would be nice. So that's just one thing I would mention. Like, yeah, like if it just brought us back to this screen instead. Not this screen. This screen is what I meant. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. Okay. Anyway, Avery, right? I had opted to arrive a little early for a good first impression. However, the employees here have thrown me some strange looks as the time passes by. I truly didn't know what to expect. It seemed a little too good to be true from the pictures I had seen on their profile. Cars, jewelry, looks. And here I fell right into it, hook, line, and sinker. The fog in my head had only just started to form when someone familiar entered the restaurant. Any pronouns, so you must be Gales. Well, it's certainly a pleasure to see you. Ah, Avery, right? It's nice to finally see you too. They're actually real. Why do they sound so surprised? Okay, just to share my personal experience, I've never dated anyone through the internet. I've never met anyone through the internet. That's not how I prefer to meet people. I would never do that. I prefer to meet people face to face, through a friend, at work, something like that. Not that I don't have anything against dating apps. Let me put it that way. It's just not for me. I'm not a very... I don't want to say distrusting person. I don't know. I feel like people don't always act the same way in real life as they do on the internet, so I don't know. I just and like the whole long distance relationship thing, for one, I would never do that. That would not work for me. That would not fulfill my needs. I am a needy person. If I'm with somebody, they better be willing to spend time with me, because I'm gonna need that. I do like my alone time too, don't get me wrong, but anyway, I'm getting off track again talking about myself, as usual. I'm so self-centered. They're actually real. And just look at the pictures, too. I should really say something to break the ice, though. Something about their expression feels like they expect me to say something. You look stunning, or how was your day? Let's start off with something basic, I guess. Let's save here for one thing, because once again, I don't think it's gonna be all that obvious. But let's start with something basic. How has your day been today? I know you're probably busy a lot, right? I suppose I don't have a lot of time to come out like this. Well, that does make this a bit of a treat, Things are off to a good start, it seems. I just have to keep this up. Well, what do you do for work, Avery? Crap, that's probably rude to ask so soon. Why? I think that's a pretty basic question to ask somebody when you're on a date. You want to get to know them, right? I've got to think of something else. You know, like, do you work during the day? Or do you prefer overnight shifts? That was a terrible save. If I can't salvage this, tonight's going to be the biggest fumble of a bad bitch humanity has ever seen. Okay? You know, like maybe at a club or something? Nightlife sort of thing, right? There's plenty of good careers out there. I think they're doing the awkward thing where they're just rambling now until somebody else speaks. Avery, you better say something, because they're just going to keep going on. It's been a growing industry. It's like just digging their own grave. I've heard anyway. I don't know myself. It's only just occurred to me that Avery hasn't said a word. Yep, since I've started my ramble. At least it's self-aware. Have they just let me go on my spiel in silence? I finally allow for a moment of dead air. You've heard right, I would say. It's a crazy world out there, but there's always money to be made in places you wouldn't think. What is that supposed to mean? Yeah, definitely. No, I don't. Actually, sorry, I'm not sure. What do you mean by that? Well, I work with people, honey. Whatever they have that I want, I get. Whether it be spoiled brats living up in Pinewood Hills, or a low-down dirtbag with information I could use. Like an interrogator? Yeah. I suppose you could see it that way. It actually seems like things might be on the right track. I feel like I'm just a little bit away from getting to know them. Just a little more small talk. So, do you have any hobbies? I'm really into, video games. Cryptid hunting. I don't even know what this is. This must have been written by somebody not of my generation. Fitness. Kids these days. I don't even know. Oh yeah. I haven't heard that one before. Hobbies. Well, firstly, there's a lot of things I'm into that aren't necessarily hobbies. I like to get to know people, not just for work either. That doesn't really answer my question. I'm starting to get a bit uncomfortable. People can be so fascinating, wouldn't you agree? I guess so. Psychology, did that thing where psychology is a subject I don't like it when VNs do that, because I like to read, you know? I mean, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to simulate somebody being interrupted, but I just don't like it because usually it moves too fast and I can't read it. So if you're going to do that, at least pause it first so I can read it. Anyway, I guess I couldn't agree anymore. But yeah, as long as you have like that little, what do they call it? I forget the word. It's not a hyphen. It's that line at the end of it, whatever it is called. Yeah, that well, we get that they're being interrupted. You don't have to show that using, you know, that skip or whatever that function is in RenPy. It's annoying though. Tell me, Gales, what interests you the most about human beings? And be honest. I'll know if you're lying. Will you now? What interests me the most? The mind, the body, the soul. We'll say the soul, because that sounds deep. Yeah, I think if we're talking in terms of romance, at least, personality definitely is more important to me. Personality and how they treat me. Those are the most two important things. So I guess that ties into soul, I guess. Well, I think a lot about the soul, you know? You aren't just one thing or one personality. There's a lot that makes you who you truly are. Yeah, that's true. People are very complex and complicated. It's quiet for a second. I think I might have just sabotaged this entire date. That probably didn't make much sense, did it? I mean, it made sense to me. No, I know what you're trying to say. Honestly, the look in their eyes and their behavior has made me really uneasy. I mean, they look the same as they did before. But I really feel like they're just afraid to open up. Aw. Hey, Avery. I really enjoyed spending time with you. We should do this again. Maybe we could go to the movies or the park. The park? I've never been to the park before. Aw, I love the park. Parks are great for dates too, because you can walk and talk and get to know each other. You don't have to look directly at each other, so it's not as awkward. So it's really good, especially if you're going on, if you're new and still getting to know each other. You know, and even if there's a silence between you two, there's usually still noises in the background, dogs barking or children playing and whatnot, so it doesn't feel as awkward. It's a comfortable silence. I love park dates. They're wonderful. Avery takes a second to compose themselves. Nobody's ever asked me out to the park before. Aw, let's take them to the park. Somehow admitting to this seems to be embarrassing for them. Half the time, I don't even expect dinner anymore. Oh my gosh. Oh, are they like an escort or something? Forget I said anything. Is that what they were talking about? No doubt there's something that's bothering them on the inside. They just need some compassion. Or maybe I got completely the wrong idea. I have no idea. But that's just... That was the hints that I was getting anyway. I heard it'll be sunny out tomorrow. Would you want to come with me? To the park, I mean. We can just hang out, you know? You know what? That does sound nice. Aww. How cute. There's a little bird. It really was nice outside that day. I'm sure Avery would agree. Once Avery realized I truly wanted nothing from them. There were a few moments where they could just be themselves. Good ending, Avery. Aww. The real Avery. Aw, that was really sweet and wholesome. I like that one. Okay. Do this again. She, her. Cassim. Right? Cassim. Sorry if I say names incorrectly. 45 minutes. I've been sitting there looking like a fool for 45 minutes. My date was supposed to be here already. He said he'd wait for me. I was right on time, and lo and behold, no one was waiting for me. So I waited instead. I texted him. No reply. Just my luck. I don't know what I expected from a mystery dating app that appeared on my phone out of nowhere. Maybe I thought it'd be something magical, given how it magically appeared. But no. Same old, same old. Now I'm stood up, sitting alone at a diner. Hello, fellow patron! Never mind, not alone. A stranger looks at me, or at least I assume they're looking at me. I can't really see their eyes past those huge glasses. He waves at me with a smile. Is that a lab coat? And is he wearing fuzzy slippers? That's definitely not my date. Oh no, what if I got catfished? What if that is my date? Are you Cassim? Who? They tilt their head, looking genuinely confused as far as I can tell. I'm not seeing anybody. Is there supposed to be somebody here? Anyway, guess not. I shake my head. Sorry. Never mind. The stranger just stands there, staring. I blink. Do you need something? Oh. No, thank you. He smiles, and I can't help but squint. Oh, there he is. Then he slides into the booth across from me. I am going to be sitting here now. Huh? Okay. I guess you can sit here if you want. Not like my date's gonna show up. Date? Oh. Yeah. I was waiting for someone, but I'm pretty sure they aren't coming. Oh, I am also waiting for someone. Is that so? Yes, a coworker of mine. We are lab partners. So that is a lab coat. Just a random scientist in a diner who decided to bug me. Well, they're not bugging me. They're just joining me uninvited. Well, at least they're not boring. What's your name, anyway? Oh, I am called Roy. What is your name? I'm Gales. Gales, how very nice to meet you. Yeah, you too. Okay. This is incredibly awkward. He doesn't look bothered in the slightest, but I'm shifting in my seat. What kind of person just sits with a random stranger at a diner? Apparently Roy does. I thought we left the concept of striking up a conversation with somebody you don't know in the 60s. What? I'm guessing that's a reference to something. I don't get it, though. The only time I went up to a stranger is as if they're my friend, is if I'm worried for my safety, but nobody in the diner is acting weird. Well, aside from the one in front of me. Seriously, he's just staring at me. At least, I think he's staring. I still can't tell through the glasses. How the hell are they so reflective? I can't even see his eyes. Can he even see me through those? You are staring. Oh, sorry? I'm staring? He hasn't looked away from me once. You have questions. What? Do you have questions for me? Well, I sure would like to know why you're sitting here. I have not seen you here before. And you sit at every stranger's booth. I seek to meet every stranger I see at least once. Is it not the same for you? No. Not at all. I don't really like people. I'm sociable, but... I'm kind of in between. I'm not really a social person, but I don't dislike people. I don't know. I prefer small groups, you know? Like, there's a buffer. There needs to be a buffer zone. I'm okay with meeting new people, but I'm not going to be friends with them from day one. It takes me a while before I start to feel comfortable around people. Which is also why I don't like strangers to lovers romances. Because it takes me quite a while before I feel comfortable around people. To flirt and, you know, be friendly towards them. So yeah, if people start flirting with me from day one, I'm going to feel very uncomfortable around them. I'm going to be like, okay, you're going to need me. You're going to need to give me some space, you know, and time. What were we doing? Oh yeah, so I have to choose. I'm going to say I don't really like people, but that's not true. That's not true. What? Oh gosh. But people are so fascinating. They are fascinating, but from a distance. I can tell a lot simply by how someone reacts to me. How does my coworker put it? Pestering them. Right. And knowing people is so important to the human experience. That is why I seek to know as many people as possible. Understanding the human experience is extremely important to me. You, said you're a scientist, right? That is correct. What kind of science do you do? All. All. As in, you just do general science, or... I do all manners of science. Don't most scientists specialize in some kind of field? Maybe most. I like all science. Just all of it? All of it. Okay then. Do you have a favorite? Do you have one you like more than others? Perhaps. Yes, perhaps. I can say with certainty I know enough about the stars and outer planets to satiate my current curiosity about them. So then the sciences I find more fascinating are all relating to this Earth. I was gonna think it would be like, I don't know, sociology, anthropology, something to do with people since he's so fascinated by people. Those would be my favorites. I can't help but wonder how he sounds so natural and yet unnatural when he speaks. Wait, did he say this Earth? He makes this sound like sound like I've just jump scared him. What? What's wrong? That is not what I meant. It is only that this world is so fascinating. The other planets in this solar system are also interesting, but this one has life. It is unlike any other. So, is he like an alien or something? Huh. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. You sound so weird when you say this Earth. What are you, an alien or something? I stare in stunned silence at the absolute sound this man just made. That's Definitely not a normal reaction to someone joking about you being an alien. Is he gonna throw up? I assure you, I'm a very normal human person. In fact, my father, a man, is such a normal human man that his name is Norman Man. You see, it is funny because it sounds similar to Normal Man, which is what he is. I don't think the whole diner needs to hear how normal your father is. My apologies. You just surprised me with that question. It wasn't a genuine question. It wasn't? No, it was just a joke. Do people usually ask you that genuinely? I have gotten strange questions before. I am generally found to be weird. Even back home. Aw. I kind of like him, though. He's funny in a quirky kind of way. That must be difficult. Let's save. I feel like we should save here. I'm sorry. I mean, I can't say you're not weird at all. Terrible. But it's not necessarily a bad thing to be weird. I mean, normal is subjective anyway. As is weird. Besides, you just seem really passionate. Why am I confronting him right now? Or comforting him right now? Because he was sad. Do you mean it? Yeah, I guess. Being weird isn't the worst thing you can be anyway. Yeah, I mean, as long as you're not like weird in like I kill people for fun kind of way. What is the worst thing to be? A landlord. What? Oh, yes. That is a universal rule. I chuckle. Maybe he's not so bad, actually. For a stranger accosting me in my booth. Roy suddenly goes quiet. In the few minutes I've known Roy, I can already tell this is very unlike him. Gills, you have been very kind to me. As such, I want to tell you something. Oh, okay. You see, I have not been entirely honest with you. Roy leans in as if to whisper a secret. I am actually an alien. At first I think he's joking, but he sounds entirely serious. No, I'd believe him. Then again, all his behavior until now, the way he talks, even all points to him being a little more than weird. I'm no conspiracy theorist, but prove it. Huh? If you're an shh. If you are too loud, my colleague may come in and hear you. Then you will have all sorts of problems. And I will get in trouble for telling you. Right. If you really are an alien, then prove it. Show me something about you that's distinctly not human. Well, my current form, it is a disguise, you see. I look similar enough to humans in my true form that I can disguise myself to look almost exactly like you. But there is one part of my body I cannot disguise. My eyes. Is that why you wear such huge glasses? It is. I have more eyes than humans do, which tends to scare humans. Well then, show me. Huh? Are you sure? I want proof, so yeah. Alright. After making sure nobody in the diner is looking, Roy leans in and tilts his glasses down just enough so that I can see his eyes underneath. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, those aren't painted on. His extra eyes stare at me, blinking. I don't know what I was expecting, but it definitely wasn't this. Roy looks really nervous, maybe because he's afraid someone will see or because he doesn't know how I'll react. But honestly, their eyes aren't as scary as they made it seem. No, I don't think he's scary. He seems nice. He quickly pulls away back once he knows I've had a good enough look, covering his eyes once again. I do not normally tell people this. It is dangerous. But you have been so nice to me, I only felt it right to be honest with you. After all, you are the second human ever to indulge in my love for science. Second? The first is my colleague, the scientist Luca. But she is very protective of me, so I do not think you could meet her yet. Apparently, the human government finds aliens to be a threat. But rest assured that I am not a threat, so please do not tell your government. Sure. Splendid. I know I already asked this, but do you have questions for me? Actually, I do have questions. Wonderful. I can answer any questions you like about the universe until my colleague arrives. After that, you may want to leave before she realizes I've told you everything and wipes your memory of me. Wait, what? Now then. I will answer anything you like. I stayed there in the diner a lot longer than I expected to, going back and forth with Roy about the worlds outside our solar system. Apparently there's a lot. I mean, I know the universe is supposedly infinite, but there's a lot. Roy traveled basically the entire galaxy before stumbling upon Earth. Apparently we're just really, really remote and isolated. Though for someone so well traveled, I would have expected him to have better social skills. They apparently never got the hang of interacting with others, even from their home planet. Still, apparently Earth excites them as much as learning about life on other worlds excites humans, which is to say a lot. So I asked questions, and I answered theirs. At some point, my phone buzzed during the conversation. Apparently, Cassim couldn't show up because of a family emergency, but everything is okay now. Oh well. I think it all worked out on my end, at least. After all, I did get to meet a real alien and learn about other planets. After a purple-haired woman in a lab coat came into the diner, they suddenly stood up mid-conversation to go talk to her, and I took that as my cue to leave before I got memory wiped. I could swear she was looking at me as I left, though. It's a bit scary to think I might know more about aliens than the government, and that someone might show up to erase my memory, but you know what? Worth it. Good ending. I want to believe. Aww. So can we still play through Cassim's, or is Cassim not a thing? We'll try that one again and see if we get Roy again, then we'll just go back and stop. I'm not really sure how that works. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I was just curious. Okay, so review. Time to review what we played through. It was funny and cute, and the cussing wasn't so cute. I probably could have done without some of the cussing. But that's more personal, I think. That's just personal type. I don't really like it when people mix cute with cussing. I don't know. It just kind of clashes in my opinion. I did think it was charming, though. I think my favorite of the three... I don't know. I think I really liked Avery's story. That was really sweet, I think. Smith was awkward, but it was alright. It was cute. I'm fine that they just ended up as friends. They just didn't have that connection. It's cool. And then, what's his name? The alien guy. Roy. I liked Roy. Roy seemed cool. I'd like to know more about Roy. So the characters were fun. The art styles were cute. I think it was pretty obvious, like, who did what. I mean, I don't know the people personally, but I mean, you could tell the two different art styles, or rather. But that's fine. Nothing wrong with it. I still think that's a fun idea. A good way to go about it, too, for a jam game. Story-wise, it was a little narrative heavy. Would have liked to see a little more character interactions, I think. I like the background. Trying to stay positive first, but I really like the GUI, like the setup. This is really cool. I mean, this is pretty basic for Ren'Py, the setup, but like the toaster and the font and the characters in color, and then the others in black and white. I don't know. That's a really cool design, cool idea. I like that. I like getting to choose your pronouns. Always like to see that. Alright, so getting on to the constructive criticisms. Like I said, I would like it maybe if I didn't have to restart it. I mean, that's just a small thing, really. That's just a minor thing. is really not a big deal, because I mean, it's what, like 2 extra steps, and at least you can skip the intro automatically. So that's really nice. I'm glad they added that. I think for the writing, it could definitely use some polish, a little wordy, but that's to be expected for a jam game, I think. I think more than that, my main criticism would have to be the choices. Some of the choices, especially for Smith Strat, I feel, it wasn't so obvious. Like it felt like some of the options that we were given in order to get the good and bad ending felt like it was kind of out of our control. So that's how I felt anyway. And so, like, when they set the random candle there and then all of a sudden it went up in flames, that was just so random. But I mean, I guess that's kind of just the vibe that they're going for. Obviously, I don't think this is a game that's supposed to be taken seriously. It doesn't seem to take itself seriously, so obviously we're not supposed to take it seriously. Though it did have some cute, heartfelt moments, I felt, too. Some wholesome moments, So yeah, just a little on the you know, jokey random side, especially in terms of selecting options or whatever. Some of the options I feel were more like personality stuff, which I prefer it when you have options that lead to good or bad endings. I prefer if you don't punish people just for their personality, because it just seems a little like I'm forcing you to act a certain way. So I don't really like to see that a whole lot. So yeah. So I think that's really my only major constructive criticism is I don't like I don't like some of the choices that lead to the good or bad endings. I'm not sure exactly which one or if there were a couple of them, but either way, it feels like they were more personality based, which I would prefer to avoid if you're going to do the good and bad ending thing. But on the plus side, at least this game is short. So when I did get the bad ending, it didn't take long for me to go back and get the good ending. So I could see both, at least. And I mean, it wasn't like, you know, everybody died and it was sad. Kind of bad ending. He just burned down a diner. Somebody could have gotten hurt. We don't know. But but it didn't. It was okay. Anyway, so rating-wise, I think I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 stars. Because I did enjoy it, but I think the writing could be better, could use some polish, and I think the choices could be a little more, a little less based on your personal preferences. And maybe something more like relationship focused or whatever. Like saying something inappropriate or saying something that could be taken offensively, for example. Not listening to what the person is telling you and picking up on their vibes or whatnot. That's usually what I go for when I do the good ending, bad ending thing, you know? Less of a personality and more of a relationship check. Social skill check sort of thing. Especially for dating sim, anyway. But yeah, that's really the only thing though. For what it is, I think it's great. I get what the vibe they were trying to go for, and it works. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Hope to see you soon. Bye.